Well, hello, and thanks for watching another episode of ARFCOM News, your twice-weekly dose of the finest 2A propaganda. Control freaks in the Senate made another weak sauce attempt to oppress speech and gun rights with their ban on sharing files for making guns on 3D crafting tables. The bill would have made it illegal to share CAD files for the production of a firearm, whether by crafting table or CNC machine, which is a gross violation of the First Amendment, obviously, and it would be impossible to enforce because you can't stop the signal, Mal. But it represents how desperate these out-of-touch geriatrics are to maintain their grip on control. Home manufacturing democratizes the bearing of arms, and that has them terrified.
It's a fray!
But just like Chucky Schumer's attempt to pass Feinstein's Salty Boy ban, they tried to pass it by unanimous consent. I probably don't have to tell you they did not, in fact, get their unanimous consent. They knew it had less chance of surviving than Parmesan cheese on Hunter Biden's carpet, but I suppose they figured they could claim they were trying. Except, I'm not sure that even flies with their police state enthusiast supporters, given how lame of an attempt it was. I mean, would you really give any credit to a politician for trying if he tried to pass, say, the Hearing Protection Act through unanimous consent, knowing it would fail? Then again, that is a great deal more than we ever got for our side. What do you folks think? While you argue about that, please take a moment to ponder how it would be impossible for us to produce quality 2A propaganda without sponsors, so let's pay some bills. Today's video is sponsored by Hydra. From the genius that created the Bushmaster firearm comes the Hydra Mark 15, the ultimate weapon platform. Modular, versatile, and mission-driven, the Hydra Mark 15 quick and easy caliber changes give you a whole lot of options without costing a whole lot of money. And by Vault Pro, proudly manufacturing the finest American-made safes, vault doors, safe rooms, and storm shelters. When you buy from Vault Pro, your safety, security, and privacy is their only priority. And by Primary Weapon Systems. PWS is now offering their advanced BDE suppressors in 4 caliber options: 7.62, 9mm, 22, and 5.56. These suppressors offer revolutionary sound control, all while remaining lightweight and tough. Easy to clean, easy to install, easy to maintain, these suppressors will make shooting even better than it was before. This cop got fired and arrested for drug trafficking and straw sales. Altogether, she's accused of 32 felonies. Now, I know we're all innocent until proven guilty, but I'm only bringing this up to remind you, these are the people who control freaks believe are the only ones trustworthy enough to be allowed to carry guns.
I'm the only one in this room professional enough that I know of to carry this Glock 40. I'm the only one.
Last Wednesday, I told you about how the LAPD is allowing DACA recipients to serve as cops and to carry off-duty. Well, apparently, the ATF isn't anywhere near as lenient. They recently got 3 men locked up for a year each simply for having guns because they were in the country illegally. Well, according to the press release, they were charged with alien in possession of a firearm for simply living in a home where the feds found 5 guns. Now, regardless of how you feel about immigration issues, if you believe gun rights are human rights, then you have to agree with me that these men have the right to bear arms, same as every other man. What do you think? Was the ATF right to arrest these 3? Comment below. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, where can I get fly shirts like Andrew wears?
Where does it get those wonderful
shirts? Just stop by shop.ar15.com and you can look as fly as me. Shh. You hear that? If you listen closely enough, you can actually hear the sound of sad control freak noises coming out of California. Their blanket ban on carrying in public places was just enjoined by a U.S. District Court. That means they are prohibited from enforcing their carry ban in numerous sensitive places and in private businesses which have not posted explicit guns welcome signs. It also means the court fully expects Reno May and fellow plaintiffs to win the case on its merits. The case did not challenge the ban on carry in schools and a few other sensitive places, but it did challenge the ban on guns in parking lots near those sensitive places, and the court agreed on that point as well. The 43-page opinion is unambiguous, and if you have the time, I strongly recommend you read at least the well-written introduction. As always, we'll link our sources down there in the doobly-doo. I particularly liked this part. SB 2's coverage is sweeping, repugnant to the Second Amendment, and openly defiant of the Supreme Court. Fort Bend County, Texas Sheriff Eric Fagan went on the record to say he believes that owning a gun is a privilege and should be limited to only those people who can prove to the government they are trustworthy enough to earn the privilege.
A gun should be a privilege.
Wipe that stupid smile off your face.
You should earn that privilege. The age limit, I think 21 to 22, that we should have more training.
Just so you know, Sheriff Fagan is up for re-election next year. The primary is in March, and Texas is an open primary state. I urge you to vote for one of Fagan's opponents in the primary and to donate to his opposition in the general election. People like this have no business in law enforcement in any state, and most especially deserve to lose elections in Texas. The city of Baltimore, in partnership with Bloomberg's AstroTurf group Everytown, is suing ATF to get them to use their illegal gun registry that they totally don't have to tell Baltimore bureaucrats where crime guns come from. Spoiler, they were stolen. Double spoiler, the control freaks in Baltimore know that. There are few gun stores within Baltimore, so there is little Baltimore police could really do with the information. The real purpose here seems to be to get a court to order the ATF to violate federal law by using their illegal gun registry. The secondary purpose would be to proclaim, see, all these crime guns were stolen. We should ban guns so nobody has any guns to steal. They also might be angling to file harassment lawsuits against gun shops which sold some of the guns which were recovered from crimes. The only things that seem certain here are there is no legitimate need for the wholesale data that they're looking for, and I think it's unlikely AFT will put up much of a fight.
Stop, don't come back.
I'm confident they will do everything in their power to lose this suit, in fact, given it's asking for something they've always wanted in the first place. And to be clear, the ATF is already allowed to trace individual guns recovered from crime scenes and to tell local law enforcement who the original purchaser was. What the city of Baltimore is looking for is wholesale, aggregated data on all of these guns. Now, for your moment of zen. Hey friends, do you like pews and other pew-related things? Would you like to help us keep delivering you pure uncut American pew again at the low price of free Vinny? We literally couldn't pay our bills without our sponsors, so do us a solid and get yourself something nice from them. You deserve it. We'll be taking a well-deserved break next week. I wish you all a Merry Christmas, and may God bless you and yours in the new year. I love you.